What's up, everybody? It's your boy King Hussle. Yes, it's the best money and credit channel on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell. So whenever I drop new sauce, new lessons, new methods, and giveaways, you'll be the first one to be notified. You'll be the first one to know what's going on. And hey, you might be the first one to win something for free. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell on all the YouTube channels. Also, make sure you follow me on my Twitch, King Hussle Live. I do all my freebies and giveaways from those YouTube channels and the Twitch. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell so you won't miss out on nothing. Also, make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. All you gotta do is click the title on every video. Once you click the title on every video, at the bottom in the description, all my social media links will pop up. All right. Got a lot of fake King Hustle pages out there. So please get a FaceTime verification call or video to make sure you see this face. Make sure you are doing legit business and you are getting what you paid for. All right. And before we get anything started, this is all educational purposes only, not telling anybody to do anything. So let's get this thing started. Hey, let's get this thing started. Hey, what to do, my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, my real Hustle Nation Empire family members, and we are back at it again with the gems, back at it again with the sauce, back at it again with the information that's gonna turn you into a boss. So you tired of being a zero? You ready to be a family hero? Listen up, take a seat, get your notepad and get your pen, because you already know when I drop these videos and y'all get them notifications, it's gonna be some information that's gonna help you win or keep you entertained or informed. So today we're going to be talking about these new methods that's going on in today's world. And it's a lot of new methods out there. It's a lot of new profitable methods. It's a lot of new scams, a lot of new fraud, a lot of new everything that comes to this world. And there's a lot of people that's getting into this world. Now, scams and fraud have been popularized since COVID-19. Social media has brought in this world into the forefront, into the bright light. Everybody sees it now, and so many people on social media are flashing hundreds and thousands of dollars, and it's stemming from these different methods. Now, it's a lot of people that was back then had jobs, didn't really need to do a method, didn't wasn't thinking about no scams. And fast forward 5 to 6 years later, there are a lot of people that's looking to get some fast cash, that needs fast cash, that needs help paying their bills. That's in a lot of tight situations. And they don't have time to get jobs. They're not trying to sell anybody. They're not trying to sell no drugs. So the last resort that they have is to do some type of scam that they didn't seen for the past couple years on social media. People promoting this method, this glitch, that load, this Bible, that Bible, everything, right? So people are now resorting, so many people are now resorting to the fast cash lane. Now, there's a lot of different methods out there. There's a lot of different ways. Put it to you like this: wherever there's money being made, there's going to be some type of scam or fraud being committed. People have to realize when the government and these businesses make it easier for the customers or the consumer to be able to get approved or be able to get some type of service, they're also making it easier for the scammers and the fraudsters. Because the exact same way that normal people access funds, send and receive funds, the scammers and the fraudsters are doing the exact same thing, just in fraudulent ways. A lot of scams and frauds stem from identity theft because in order to get some money, in most ways, you have to have identity attached to it. Why? Because most ways that people are getting a lot of money is with loans, credit cards, lines of credit. And people figure out a lot of different things. People figure out how to do this, and if they can do this, they'll be able to get that or do that, right? Meaning that people out here to say, okay, their hustle might be pre-built CPNs and getting cars and flipping those cars. That might be their hustle. You got people who are getting pre-built CPNs. When I say pre-built CPNs, I mean identity theft, stolen identities, and getting loans, credit cards, lines of credit, and maxing them out. That's a method. There's so many different methods out there. And people are starting to understand that banks are the number one institute, the number one place to get the bag from loans, credit cards, and lines of credit. And this has happened because during COVID, they had something called the PPP, Payroll Protection Program, where banks were giving out, the government was giving out loans to people, and if they did the forgiveness part, they didn't have to pay it back. And a lot of people got millions and millions of dollars. And since the average American, most people in the world doesn't know anything about credit, loans, lines of credit, credit cards, people were brainwashed into thinking that this payroll protection program, this PPP loan, was just free money. You didn't have to pay it back. Once you got it, you was good to go. And a lot of people got these millions of dollars through fraudulent businesses, through fake businesses, stolen identities. So since people seen that, they seen that now they're brainwashed that, oh, I can start me a business. I can start getting loans, credit cards, and lines of credit with a CPN or this fraudulent information and don't have to pay it back and it won't come back to me. So now everybody in the world wants to get into credit. Everybody wants to get into the business world. Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. And that's why, because of COVID-19, these PPP loans, and most people are not educated enough to know anything about the credit system. So a lot of people thought that PPP loans were an actual thing. Like there are multiple PPP loans out here that they're giving PPP loans all day, every day, and they've been doing it. No, that was a one in a lifetime thing. So now so many people started up now. It has been a rise in scams and fraud, 600 to 800% since COVID-19, and a rise in people started businesses since COVID-19 because of this right here. Now, banks are the number one institution that people get money from. Now, when it comes to scams, fraud, and those type of things, first things first, people don't even know what they are. People throw out certain things and call people certain things and don't even know the definition of stuff. People think scams and scammers is just one thing. Everybody who do anything is just a scammer. No. There are scammers and there are fraudsters and there are hackers. Those three people do three different completely things. And that's what people need to start being educated on. Learning what y'all talking about. Learning what y'all trying to do or want to be intrigued with. Scammers are people who social engineer, trick, or manipulate somebody or a victim into sending their money on their own. A fraudster is somebody who basically steals somebody's money, meaning that they might steal checks, they might clone cards, they might commit identity theft and do a lot of different things. That's fraud. Hackers are people who deal with information, system, databases. So hackers are the people who get all the information that the scammers and the fraudsters need to do whatever they need to do. So they might be the ones who get the credit card information, the debit card information, the system database information from banks. They're those people who the scammers and fraudsters buy this information from. So those are three completely. So basically, the hacker is the plug, and the scammers and the fraudsters are the workers. Easy as that. So people got to understand the difference between things. Just like people don't understand the difference between a pre-built CPN and a regular CPN. They just throw out the word CPN and put all this fraudulent information under it. No, those are two different things. Pre-built CPNs are stolen identities. CPNs are numbers that have not been issued, and people create profiles around that number with their information, meaning that everything, their information is going to be the exact same information on that profile except for the address and the number. That's it. That's going to be different. So that's the difference between a pre-built CPN and a CPN. I'm just over here dropping gems for y'all because a lot of people be like, "Oh, bro," and not understanding and knowing where I stem from and where I come from. I've been doing this before this was even popular, and due to me doing this and it becoming popular, I'm somebody who can talk about it and give you guys information about it on what's really going on in this world. Because, like I said, people know me. People know I'm in the cybersecurity world. I'm good with system databases. I'm ethical hacking, all that different type of stuff like that. Kelly Linux, SOCs, proxies, DNSs, HTTPs, VPNs, all that stuff. System databases, all that stuff. I'm good with because the way my life was built, I was on the dark web at 6 years old. And when I say I was on the dark web at 6 years old, I do not mean that I was on the dark web at 6 years old searching and trying to find hacker stuff and scam. No, I was on the dark web looking at corn sites, and y'all know, and just stumbled across certain things. And how I really got into it was getting caught looking at these corn sites and trying to figure out how can I continue to go on these sites without it popping up in the search bar history. So I did my research and figured that out, and that's when I learned about socks and proxies, VPNs, hidden server, all this different type of stuff like that as a kid. And my life just went on and new things just happened. So people who know who they know. I got multiple. I got another channel, King Hustle, Walkie Made King Hustle, that got videos from 6 years back. This channel got multiple videos from years back explaining this type of stuff. And it's a new generation. It's a new breed of people that's in this world who don't know me, who never heard of me. So that's why I'm making these videos for people who are new to me, never heard of me, and trying to get into this dark web world or trying to get on the dark web to see certain things and learn different things, because a lot of people need to know this information, because this is not just a place where people get free money. This is federal crime that people are committing. So there are a lot of different methods out there, especially dealing with banks. So new methods like ACH transfers. So now they got into they didn't create methods where you can basically utilize somebody's or utilize a account number and route number and send money, transfer money, receive money. And by, like I said, by the government and these businesses making it easier for the customer and the consumers to be able to send money, receive money, pay bills, and do different things, they're also making it easier for the scammers and the fraudsters to be able to commit these crimes. And that's where the loophole starts at, because the same way that people are doing it legally, fraudsters and scammers are doing it illegally. So there are apps that people are starting to utilize, Cash App, Western Union too, and going on the dark web and buying this information. People's like I've been telling you all in different videos, system databases. When people be buying people's system databases from these banks, they get the person's full, so they know what bank they work. Bank they know what bank, they know that this person got a bank account there, they information, all that. So when all the information, account round number, all that. So when they doing these ACH fraudulent transfers, they got all the information that they need. And some of these sites and places don't need bank account verification to be able to do the ACH transfers, the bank account route number and account number transfer, fraudulent transfers. So scammers and fraudsters are, it's like the government is putting out, make is allow, it's like throwing it out there and making people do it so they can continue to put people in jail and continue to make money. It's crazy how everything is really set up and running nowadays, because they give us things and then they penalizing us for having it. And then you got people who figure out certain things. There are people who are good with technology, people who are good with coding, people who are good with so many different things that are creating so many different programs and servers and tools to be able to do a lot of fraudulent activity, because everything in this world is ran off servers, databases, systems, networks, from phones, laptops, computers, cell phone towers, electric towers, cars. Everything has a database in it, and databases can be compromised or hacked because they all have codes to them, and all these codes can be encrypted, compromised, and taken over. And I'm trying to get people to understand that how real it is, because scams and frauds has been up 600 to 800% since COVID-19. And there's so many new people. So every day there's a new 18-year-old that's trying to learn how to do something on the dark web or get on the dark web or do some type of method. And people are becoming successful with these methods. People who have never done a scam or fraud or anything are running into the right people, doing methods, doing load ups, and becoming successful and changing their life with very fast. So it's just it's a brainwashed game, because the world revolves around money. Everybody wants money. Everybody wants to get the most amount of money, doing the least amount of work, and live the best life. And people are starting to get the perception that this world is how that's going to happen. So it's all about being more safe, being more cautious, and being more aware of what's going on out there in this crazy real world that we living in. Like I said, this is all educational purposes only, not telling anybody to do anything, but at the end of the day, these are real things that's happening. And the only way we can stay safe is to be more safe. I mean, is to be more aware and to know what's going on. So, like I tell you guys all the time, make sure y'all getting y'all Norton LifeLock to monitor all your financial and social media accounts to make sure no suspicious or fishy activity is going on. And make sure you get your Norton LifeLock to make sure that um it'll monitor the dark web to make sure none of your personal information is on there for anybody to get a pre-built CPN in your name, right? So make sure you guys are getting your Norton LifeLock Make sure you guys are freezing all their your credit bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experience, so nobody can get any type of loans, credit cards, lines of credit, cars, apartments in your name, utilizing a pre-built CPN. So make sure you guys are doing that, and make sure you guys are getting new credit card and debit cards um every so often with new numbers. Just think about how long you had that card and how many places that you didn't use that card. How many times you didn't travel to use that card, and all the place, and every time you use that card is on a new database, and there's always a database compromise, leak, or a hack that's going on. So if you are getting new cards with new numbers, that old information will no longer be valid. And if it was to pop up on a database, leak, compromise, or hack, it'll no longer be valid and it won't work and you'll be safe. All right. So make sure you guys are doing all that, staying safe, staying more cautious, being more aware of what's going on out there in this real crazy world that we living in, because every day, every second, there's a scam or fraud being committed. All right. So make sure you guys stay more safe, stay more cautious, and always be more aware. All right. So shout out to all my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, because without y'all, there'd be no me. Y'all motivate me to keep going. Y'all motivate me to keep dropping the sauce. And y'all motivate me to keep y'all entertained. So shout out to all of y'all. Anybody out there that's tired of being broke because it ain't no joke, let's get to work. FaceTime one-on-one limited gems are $1,000. But for limited time only, I'm doing them for 600. Yes, 600 Cash App or Bitcoin payment. Once the 600 is in Cash App or Bitcoin balance, send me a screenshot. Let me know your payment ready. And we will go from there. All right. No screenshots, no replies, no 21 questions. And please do not yell me. Make sure y'all book y'all see on the webinars Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. 250, 10 seats available for each session. Ask me and get help with anything that y'all want to get help with in a classroom setting. So let's get to work. Make sure y'all book y'all see on the crypto tour in person in the gyms, 3,500. Make sure y'all book y'all see on the month-long mentorship, $1,000. Make sure y'all checking out my vendor platforms on Telegram and the Potato app, me and Internet Network. Still look for people for the production company. Make sure y'all subscribe and hit the notification bell on my YouTube channels, my Twitches, my IGs, TikToks, my Snapchats. Make sure y'all checking out the crypto world because it's changing people's lives, and make sure y'all getting in when y'all fit in with these loaded potatoes. All right, y'all know what's going on. Get y'all loads, $100 and up. Send them screenshots from y'all payment ready, Cash App, Bitcoin payment. Let's get to work. All right, and with that being said, it's your boy King Hustle. Y'all know how I get down in these videos. I'll see you at the next lesson video or live written. Be certain.